Hello peeps, this is Tango and welcome back to Tango's World of Fix. It's been way too long. Today I will be reading Accidentally in Love. This will be Chapter 12, Interlude, Downpour. Summary. The storm before the continuation of the storm. Notes. So being gone for over 2 months was not the plan. Same. The first part of these notes I'm not going to read because it's not relevant anymore. It's just talking about, being, not posting very often. Okay, anyways. The next part is, this chapter is a decent bit shorter than normal since it was originally the opening for the next one to follow. However, I felt it could stand alone well enough, and I wanted to give you something. It also works as an interlude of sorts for what's to come, which I'm very excited to get to. Thank you all for being so patient with me. I know I left you on the worst cliffhanger imaginable, and you all have been nothing but sweet and supportive. It has really meant the world to me, especially with life forcing me to take so many L's lately. Anyways, in the part before that, they were talking about, they lost a family member, and they were grieving, so now they're coming back to the story. That's, okay, I guess maybe I could have read it. Anyways, let's get right into the story, because I already took way too long. Okay. Kuniharu brings his piping cup of hot tea to his lips. He anticipates the warmth and subtle floral taste to smother the lingering tension of the workday, as well as to usher a peaceful night's sleep. He takes a small, dainty sip. The tea is molten, but his nerves are eased. A lazy smile stretches across his face. Then his wife materializes in front of him out of thin air. It's something Kuniharu should be numb to by now. Having a psychic for a son means sporadic teleportation is as daily of an occurrence in their house as someone turning on the TV. But it's late, and dazed from work, Kuniharu jumps off the couch and spills his tea right on his crotch. Hot! 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 Honey, be careful! Ow! Towel! Kurumi rushes to the kitchen as Kuniharu continues to fight for his life. He jumps to his feet, arching his legs in a pitiful attempt to separate the skin from the hot fabric of his pants. His wife is back in a flash, awkwardly trying to pat out the spill herself before he rips the towel away and does it himself. You know, you shouldn't drink tea before bed. It'll keep you up, she scolds. It's decaffeinated, and it helps with my digestion. Why'd you have to scare me like that? Kurumi glances hurriedly at the stairs. Hold on a minute, dear. And then she's gone again, on her own 2 feet this time, as she climbs the second floor. Kuniharu has just enough time to strip himself of his sullied garments and throw a blanket over his red-tinged area before she comes back down. Sure, she's his wife, but his pride needs a moment to recover. Seriously, how embarrassing. It's like being trapped in a comedy anime. Ku's in his room. I don't think he's asleep yet, so keep your voice down. Now that she has his full attention, Kuniharu notices. You're soaked! Honey, come here. He opens his blanket, pride discarded for her comfort. She peels off her raincoat and plops down right beside him, her damp head resting on his shoulder. Where did you find him? He asks. On a bridge of all places, and it was pouring. I know, it sounds awful out there. What was he doing? Oh, honey, I think they broke up. He turns to look at her. What? He got dumped? I don't know that. And don't ask him till he's ready. He's really upset now. More upset than I've ever seen him. It kind of scares me. Kuniharu knows that voice. That clipped tone that ushers in tears before he can normally stop them. He wraps an arm around her waist, pulling her in close. Oh, darling, I'm sure he'll be fine. It's a thing that all kids gotta go through eventually. But, dear... Oh no, he's too late again. I never thought... Did you ever really think... She wipes her eyes with the flat of her hand. I don't know why, but it really never seemed like our baby would ever... I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just worried. When is the last time you saw him cry? When I finished his leftovers last week. I'm serious! The last time when it mattered. Real tears! He thinks for a moment. Then another. Not even as a baby, really, either. It's in him now, too, that parental panic, the itching on the underside of his lungs that spreads around his heart. It hammers loudly in his ears, louder than the downpouring just outside the window. And he has a sudden urge to run up to his son's bedroom. But that's not what they do. That's never what they've needed to do. Other parents worry and smother and imagine every little upset to their child's lives as an end times. But Kusuo has never given them any reason to worry, besides the occasional psychic mess-up. But even then, it's always been fine. The world kept turning, and Kusuo kept to himself, like always. That's how their son has always seemed to like it, some distance, and Kuniharu has come to accept that. He knows that he's an oaf at the best of his times, and he doesn't want to push his son further away than he already has. So he tries, albeit not that well, to respect his boundaries. Again, not well, but he tries. "Do you think we should go talk to him?" he asks quietly. Kurumi shakes her head against him. "Let him sleep. Maybe he will be okay. No, you're right, I'm worried too. This seems big, maybe bigger than we thought. Did he really like that boy so much?" "I think so, or maybe it's that and a bunch of other things we just never noticed. Are we bad parents?" He squeezes her even closer. "No, sweetie, you're the best mother on the planet. Always so thoughtful and encouraging. It's me who's lousy." "Oh, honey, that's not true." "Baby, it's okay. I know I push his buttons. I'm always asking him to take me to work. And I still think he's mad at me for the other day." "Why? What happened the other day?" "It was after his date. I don't know. I put my foot in my mouth, I guess. I mean, he seemed more upset with me than usual, and I was just trying to give him some advice, but I never know how to talk to him, how to really talk with him. He's just on another planet or something." "Don't say that!" Kurumi sits up straight, a deep scowl on her face. "Our little boy is special, but he's not an alien or a robot or different than us. He's a teenager with psychic powers, and he's going through a lot right now. Don't refer to him ever in that way again." He knows that voice too. The blade drawn to his throat that leaves no room for argument. Kuniharu's skin prickles, the way it would if he were standing over a 50-foot cliff. He's taken a terrible misstep in this conversation. "I'm sorry." He apologizes, as always, but his dear wife, always so forgiving, lays her head back down as if nothing was said at all. "What we're going to do," she says with finality, "is get up before him. We'll make sure that Kusuke is busy in his room or out of the house, and we'll wait for Ku downstairs. We'll have breakfast ready on the table, and we'll let him know that he doesn't have to go to school, and we'll just sit here on the couch together. If he wants, he can eat and watch TV, and we can just be there for him. And if he doesn't want all that, that's okay, and we'll just make sure he's okay." Kuniharu squeezes her one last time. It's the best that they can do. Wait and see. Okay. The storm eventually passes, long after the two of them have gone to bed, though the clouds are still hanging above in the morning. Whoa. Okay, that's the end of the chapter. That was only 8 minutes long. Let me see. Wait, am I not logged in? Oh, that's why it's not. Okay, I'm like on a different computer than I normally am because I'm in the studio right now. Anyways, I think we're just gonna go. Well, let's see how long this chapter is. Yeah, we're just gonna go on to the next chapter because that chapter is pretty short. Here's the little break. Go grab some coffee or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, do something. Go do good. Wow, my English. I can't speak in any language, I swear. Like, I try to speak in Spanish, can't speak in Spanish. I try to speak in English, can't speak in English. What am I supposed to do now? Just not talk? Maybe I should learn sign language. Well, I want to learn sign language, and I am. See, look. Wait, you can't see me. What the heck? Okay. That was enough of a break. Let's go on to the next chapter. Okay. This is Chapter 13, Aftershocks. Summary. Word spreads, friends gather. The Saiki house undergoes a renovation. Notes. God, y'all are the best. All your comments last chapter were so sweet and supportive, even with me being gone for so long. I don't deserve any of you. The moment I finished my final exam, I opened the Google Doc for this fic, and it was like I was suddenly put under a trance. My inspiration exploded. Before I knew it, I already cranked out 5,000 words. It's good to be back. Fun little fact, the Google Doc used to be called Gotta Do Everything My Damn Self, because I started writing this when AO3 only had like 20 Satou fics. Of course, I read almost all of them and needed more. Not sure when the next chapter will be out. I'll go ahead and wish you guys happy holidays for now, and hope that each one of you gets to spend quality time with family and friends, and be sure to take some time for yourselves too. Love y'all. One of you, I read it wrong. Okay, anyways, let's get into the chapter. Aaron wouldn't have survived any of his days on the street if it were not for these three things: his wit, his fists, and his keen senses. Now, he's not saying that he's the most observant guy in the world, but he's always been able to pay just enough attention to tell when shit ain't right. He can sense when a brawl is brewing, or when a street race has been rigged. It's a creeping up his spine, ending with a spark in his brain that tells him to run, or fight. He usually chooses the latter. PK Academy has never given him that vibe before. Well, with a few minor exceptions, like those punks from his past trying to rally his old life back up. But Aaron is on the straight and narrow now. He's even got a partner who he's trying to be good for. So if that creeping ever comes while he's in school, he'll try running for a change. Except for today, because Shun is the one causing the creep. His knee keeps bobbing up and down, then he'll glance at the empty desk in front of him, then at the door. Up, down, glance at the desk, glance at the door. Something's up. Something's wrong. He keeps an eye on Shun until lunch, as their classmates start to file out, but he beelines for him. On instinct, he places himself between Shun and the exposed doorway, assuring that he'll be in harm's way first and not his boyfriend. Babe, what's wrong? Shun jumps, thrown off his anxious momentum. Holy crap, Aaron! I thought my heart was gonna explode! Aaron draws himself into a little, suddenly aware of how defense. Aaron draws into himself a little, suddenly aware of how defense he might appear. Sorry, I got a bad feeling watching your leg bob all day. Are you good? Yeah, I'm good. He gives a little lopsided smile, the kind that he makes when he knows that Aaron is worried about him, because Aaron worries a lot, and he knows it. But worrying was another thing that kept him alive back then. Not that he would ever show it, unless he wanted everyone to think that he was an easy target. So he's thankful for Shun, for being patient with him, letting Aaron know everything's okay with a smile, telling him to cool it without demeaning him. He doesn't deserve such a nice guy, and one day he's gonna marry him. So what if they've only been dating for a few months? He just knows, you know? The smile drops as soon as Aaron is assured. Shun looks back at the desk, all nervous again. Saiki's not here today. Aaron glances at him, at the desk that he knows is empty and has been empty all day. His first thought is, big deal. But then he thinks about it. That's not like him. You think he's come down with something? Shun frowns, not unlike a caked puppy. No, he wouldn't have. Aaron shrugs. Could happen. Nobody's immune to everything. Shun says nothing to that. He climbs out of his chair and pulls out his phone. I should text him. No, he might need space. Why, you think something bad happened? Shun's eyes flit up to his. I don't know, it's just a feeling. He was worried about... He stops suddenly, and for some reason he looks apologetic. It's not really for me to say. You know I trust you, but Saiki told me that it was something really personal, and it wouldn't be right. Sorry. Aaron nods. You think he's in any danger? No! Absolutely not! All right, then there's no need to apologize to me. He slings an arm around Shun's shoulders, drawing a blush out of his boyfriend. You're a good friend. Want to text him before we hang out? Or maybe just ask Satou-kun what's going on. Those two have been hanging around each other a lot all day. Shun pauses mid-texting. I think I can tell you this. Just, maybe don't tell anyone else until you get the okay from Saiki. All right, my lips are sealed. They're dating. Aaron hears the words, and his brain processes the information. But somehow, what Shun said to him isn't registering. It's not out of a sense of bewilderment or anything like that. It's more of like an unconscious belief that he didn't know had just been shattered. Wait, really? I don't know for how long, but yeah, I don't think it's a secret or anything, but since he hasn't come out and told everyone yet, I figured it's somewhat new. Like us new, or newer than that? Shun shrugs. Newer? There aren't many pieces to his puzzle, but just Saiki's desk and absence rally. Really? My God. But Aaron puts the pieces together regardless, and though he's missing some spots, he fills them with assumptions, and he can visualize now the whole picture. Oh, they broke up, didn't they? He hadn't thought he'd said it out loud, but before he knows it, Shun has a hand over his mouth, and a new voice asks, "Who broke up?" He looks at the doorway where Suzumiya He is standing. He doesn't know Kaido and Kobayasu that well, if at all. She knows them through Hiroshi, who has only ever spoken to them in passing, and who she has only ever noticed around school by the color of their hair. But while walking to lunch and overhearing their conversation, her gut told her to listen, then jump in suddenly when Kobayasu had spoken of the breakup. There was no reason to believe that they were talking about anyone she knew, let alone her boys, but she had seen Hiroshi this morning and could tell that from one glance that something was wrong. His expression was drawn and highlighted by dark circles, and his obvious exhaustion was different from the fatigue he normally wears after a day of practice. So she grills Kobayasu fiercely. What a proper introduction. And after her suspicions are confirmed, she races to find her best friend. She finds Hiroshi faster than she anticipated. He is gazing out of one of the hallway's many windows, hypnotized by something only he can see. He tugs at his short sleeve, startling him terribly. Hi! He jumps. Goodness. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's all right, you just scared me. No, I'm sorry. I heard about what happened. Hiroshi steps back. He is suddenly crestfallen, staring down at the floor. So, people know? His heart leaps. No, I was just some friends. Well, they don't even know either. They just thought something might have happened between you two because, well, Saiki isn't here today, so did you two break up? You did, didn't you? He bites his lip, and after a long moment, he shakes his head. I don't know, I was mad at him, and well, it wasn't him, but it kind of was. And I told him I needed a break, which doesn't exactly mean we broke up, right? He grimaced. Oh, Hiro, it normally does. Any denial Hiroshi had been hiding behind gives way to reality. He backs up against the windowed wall. As he slides down, he buries his face in his hands. He joins him, and they sit in silence for some time. It's just as she's done texting Reita that she won't make it to lunch that Hiroshi croaks, I really liked him. I know, I could tell. He lifts up his head, staring wistfully at the ceiling. I almost called him this morning. I wanted to forgive him, even though I'm so mad. I guess at him, but not at him. Just everything. It all just ended like that. It's not fair. I liked him so much. He scoots over to him, knocking their knees together. I know, it's never easy. I mean, it's only happened to me once, but this guy really seemed nervous around me for some reason, and this sounds different with what happened to you guys, but you guys only seemed happy around each other. I was, I think, and I hope that he was too. So what happened? What did he do? Hiroshi shakes his head sharply. I don't want to talk about it. Well, do I have to have a talk with him? No, please don't, I'm really upset right now, and he didn't mean it. He senses there's something sinister slithering in her guts. Hiroshi, I know you really liked him, but if he did anything hurtful to you, even if it didn't seem so bad at the time... Softer now, Hiroshi says he would never, and he didn't. I swear on my baseball glove. It sounds stupid, placing so much faith in Hiroshi's words when he's only staking himself on a glove, but he knows that glove was given to him by his grandfather, who passed very suddenly just years ago, whose loss he admitted to her at the end of the semester when it had been a rainy day. And they had gotten stuck under the school's awning, waiting for it to clear while he was still grieving. And he knows that because of all she has spent with him, and done her best to remember everything he said that seemed important, to know that he's telling the truth. But like any good friends, she knows to keep paying attention, just in case that slithering stirs up again. Okay, well, is there anything I can do for you? All you have to do is name it. Hiroshi musters his best smile. Thank you, I'm good. Are you sure? I'll treat you to some of that fancy juice at the mall later. She knows that she didn't say anything wrong, only that she said it at the wrong time. But Hiroshi's spirits plummet so suddenly that she's feeling absolutely dreadful. I can't. I'm grounded. You're grounded? Why? He takes a second to answer. I stayed out too late last night. The slithering curls up around her throat this time, but he senses some of that is the truth. Could I bring you some tomorrow, then? Hiroshi smiles again, much more genuinely this time. If you wanted to. I do. He throws her arms up around him. Because I care about you, and it's going to be okay. I'm sorry you had to go through all this, but we'll get back through it together, okay? He leans into her embrace, still despondent, but this promise of fancy mall juice obviously makes him feel somewhat better. So he counts it as a small victory. Very small one. Nendo hasn't seen his buddy all day, and it's kind of throwing him for a loop. He loves his buddy Saiki, and he's the best. And not being able to talk to him is sort of keeps him buzzing around. He has so much to tell the guy, like how he took Haido out for some ramen the other day and made him laugh so hard that broth came out of his nose. Important stuff. Saiki has to know, and Nendo needs to tell him as soon as possible. But Saiki isn't here today, and it sucks. Maybe he's mad at Nendo. Going out for ramen used to be their thing. And Kaido, too, before he had Eren and they became a thing. Maybe Saiki heard about Nendo's ramen trip with Haido yesterday, and his buddy got so fed up with him, always ditching him after class, and this was the final straw. Nendo doesn't know what he's gonna do without his buddy, and because Saiki and him are like the perfect pair. Saiki is the brains, and Nendo is the brawn. Saiki is the glasses, and Nendo is the mohawk? Yeah, they're the best team. Nendo can't lose his best bro. He has to fix this, which means going over to Saiki's house after school and apologizing. First, he has to apologize to Haido. They were going to go out for ramen again today, and do squats along the way, as per Haido's request, but he'll just have to wait. His friendship is in danger. He catches up to Haido at his shoe locker, lacing up his tennis shoe at record speed. He does this thing where he ties his laces into these cool, intricate knots that almost look like bunnies. For weeks now, Nendo has been dying to ask him how he does it, but he can already tell his fingers are just too fat and nimble to make it look that good. Hey, Kineshi! Haido had insisted on the other day for Nendo to call him by his first name, which Nendo was totally cool with, but every time he says it, he gets all red and flustered. It's like he's almost embarrassed by it. It always confuses Nendo, because he thinks the name's just fine. But if he were Nendo Kineshi, he wouldn't think the name would be so terrible. Well, maybe if he says it more, Haido will grow less self-conscious about it. Hey, Ricky! Nendo had said it would be cool if Haido wanted him to use his first name too. Are you ready to head out? Before Haido can get his hopes up any higher, Nendo stills him with two firm hands on his shoulder. The guy turns into stone under his grip. Sorry, Kineshi. I can't. A bunch of different emotions Nendo can't read that well flash across Haido's face. What? What do you mean? Did I do something wrong? Nendo shakes his head. No, you're perfect as always, man. It's me who's the problem. Haido shakes his head. Reiki, I'm sure that whatever it is, we can work it out. Please, just don't leave me. But I have to. Saiki wasn't in school today, and I have to go check on him. I hope you can forgive me, man. There's nothing on Haido's face now. It's just very blank, and maybe very confused. And it's a strange expression. Forgive you for checking up on Saiki? We're not breaking up? No, of course not! Nendo pulls him in for a bro hug, not realizing how much he probably worried the guy. You're like the coolest guy ever, and I love hanging out with you, and it's great being your friend, but I can't go to ramen today. Please don't be mad. He releases Hiro, who stumbles backward. Oof, maybe Nendo hugged him for a little bit too fiercely. He looks a bit winded. Oh, no, I'm not mad. I think I just misunderstood. Tell Saiki I said hi, and if he's sick, to get better soon. Nendo gives him a thumbs up. I will. See you tomorrow, okay? Yeah, sure. I've gotta go. Bye. He trudges outside, letting go of the door and having it slammed shut behind him. Oh no, now Nendo has let down 2 of his buddies. If Hiro can forgive him again tomorrow, he'll buy the guy 2 bowls of ramen, maybe even 3. But that will come tomorrow. Today is just for Saiki. Hold on, buddy, Nendo thinks as he rushes to the door. I'm coming! They say to go with your gut, but Teruhashi has been staring at the grocery store's selection of coffee jelly for 5 minutes now, and her gut isn't telling her anything. It's so frustrating. See, she knows Saiki loves coffee jelly, because it's the one thing he let her get to know about him during her crushing phase. The thing is, Teruhashi only thought that there was one real brand of coffee jelly out there. She hadn't known that it was manufactured by so many different companies, with a wide level of variety. Some just came plain, while others came pre-packaged with servings of whipped cream, and others put little bits of chocolate within the jelly. It's just too much to choose from. Somehow, she has to decide which version of coffee jelly Saiki will like the best from all these options. She needs to get it right, because this is supposed to be a thank you gift, and Teruhashi will feel terrible if she buys him coffee jelly that he doesn't like. The pressure. Well, money is no issue. There's nothing stopping her from buying one of each and giving him a spread to choose from. Maybe he can even share some with his boyfriend. That's it. Gut. Work your magic. And if she's going to buy more than one, she better grab a basket. It would be mortifying to go up to the counter with an armful only to drop them all on the way. Oh, the horror. So, Teruhashi makes her way to the front of the store. Just as she reaches for a handbasket, the one that's on top of the stack, her hand smacks into someone else's. Oh, pardon me. Ira laughs. Damn! I can't believe Teruhashi of all people would steal my shopping basket. The old version of Teruhashi would have prickled at such an accusation, no matter how small. However, she merely laughs along. Oh my goodness, it's been so long, how are you? You know how it is. Reading fortunes, not reading textbooks. Same old, same old. What about you? I don't catch you flocking around Saiki-kun as much. You, doing okay with that? Teruhashi tucks her basket handle into the crook of her elbow. She smiles warmly. I'm doing very well, thank you for asking. Actually, while you're here, maybe you could help me with something. You know Saiki-kun pretty well, right? Psh, yeah, we're soulmates after all. What, you need to know something? Well, I wanted to buy him some coffee jelly as a present, and, well, there's a lot to choose from. Why so many? He's the only one that I know that eats it. Come on, girl. I'll show you the good stuff. They walk back to the dreaded coffee jelly display, and after a short-lived rivalry, Teruhashi has always meant to get to know Ira better. They've spent a decent amount of time together last year, but as seniors, they don't have that same luxury. Do you still tell fortunes at that one place after school? She asks, to get the ball rolling. Ira laughs. Nah, there was a thing that happened. Nothing I couldn't handle, but Saiki convinced me to try something safer in the meantime. Now I'm working at a clothing store until I find a venue with a better security. Teruhashi shivers. Are you okay? What happened? Ira just laughs again. You know how it is. You tell someone their fortune and they don't like what they hear. It was ages ago. I'm fine. Still, that sounds scary. I'm glad you're okay. Aw, thanks, hon. You're sweet for carrying. Terahashi had forgotten how Ira tosses around pet names like popcorn kernels in an overflowing basket. No matter one's gender, she sticks them with a term that fills endearment and a hit of what? Promiscuousness? What the heck is that? Promiscuousness? Promiscuousness. How do you say this? Oh, the speakers are...
Promiscuous.
Oh, God. Promiscuousness. I've never heard of that word. Okay. Back to the story. Where was I? Back to the story. Let's go back to the story. Where's back to the story? No matter one's gender, she sticks them with a term to fill it. With a term fill? Oh, it's supposed to be full. She sticks them with a term full of endearment and a hint of promiscuousness. Admittedly, Terahashi has found that habit irritating at first. When she assigns nicknames to others, they had to be strictly platonic, or else risking ruining her reputation. For Ayura not to worry about calling a girl honey, or babe, or sweetheart had always been infuriating to her, to some degree. She realizes now that that feeling had been jealousy, and now that she recognizes that she can feel that, she wants to know who she really is. And that feeling wilters and dies in her chest as it is replaced with an oozing warmth, spreading through her limbs and up to her cheeks. Of course. I care about you a lot, dear. Ayura stares at Terahashi like the girl just crackled her own head open. Then she giggles. Aw, it's cute when you do it. Now about this jelly. Turns out, Ayura is only slightly less clueless about what kind of coffee jelly Saiki loves best. She knows for sure that he does not care for the brand that includes the chopped-up coffee grinds in their mix, because Saiki had complained once about the bits getting stuck in his teeth. So they only end up loading Terahashi's basket with almost every version out there. It's really sweet for you to do this for him, Ayura smiles. Kind of feels like I should do something too. I haven't been hanging around him very much since he got a boyfriend. We could get something else to go with the coffee jelly, Terahashi suggests. What else does he like? His privacy, old RPGs, and boys who play baseball, apparently. She winces, biting the inside of her lip. Whoa, I didn't mean that to come out so harsh. Terahashi smiles softly. You had a big crush on him, didn't you? Huge. She draws out a sigh, but he's happy and I'm happy for him too. Honest. Just sucked a lot at first, since we're soulmates and all. Maybe you read your fortune wrong. I mean, I don't want to say that you're bad at what you do. I was just, maybe there's someone else out. Ayura holds up a manicured hand. Chill, girl. I know what you meant. She grins, checking her nails before placing her hand on her hip. And nah, we're just connected eternally. Just not in the way that I thought. I did check, though, in case I maybe did read it wrong, and maybe there's someone as hot as you who is actually my soulmate. But, Terahashi thinks she's caught herself on the whole calling Terahashi hot all of a sudden thing. What? But a scowl on her face implies that her thoughts are heading in another direction. Though Terahashi is very much stuck on the calling Terahashi hot all of a sudden thing. What? Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, since you're his friend too and I trust you. Ayura rushes out, her voice hushed. But I may have read his fortune, and I think something bad is going to happen to him, relationship-wise. That shakes Terahashi from the calling Terahashi hot all of a sudden thing. What? Wait, really? Are you sure? When? Ayura shrugs as if to sink into herself. I don't know. Fortunes aren't always that good at giving me specifics, but that's good because the more vague a fortune is, the greater chance there is a chance for it to change. And I'm hoping I'm wrong, because even though it was hard to get over him, I definitely wasn't wanting an opening to steal him away again. Satou-kun is good for him. Really good for him. A memory of the school day worms into Teruhashi's thoughts. I don't think Saiki was at school today. Aira frowns, clearly worried. That's not good. He never misses school, as much as he hates it. Teruhashi frowns at her basket, filled to the brim with coffee jelly. Well, I think that we should bring these to him as soon as possible. I don't have enough room in my fridge for them anyways. Would you like to come with me? I think that if we check on him today, and we can check if your fortune came true or not. If he stayed home today, we can check on him and see if it's true. Let's hope not, but good thinking. Aira slides her arm around Teruhashi's free one, grinning like a cat. To the checkout, my dear? It's impossible for Teruhashi to hide her blush, but oddly enough, she's only embarrassed by how much she is easy to read. All that she's feeling is genuine, and she has no shame for the fluttering of her heart. Lead the way, she smiles. The day is 3/4 of the way through, and Kusuo has no plans to get out of bed for the last portion of it. What can be ripped from the violent entanglement of his thoughts and feelings grinding in his head comes out feeling wrong, twinged in static, fraying the sharp edges into even finer points. His emotions spur on the psychic energy seeping through him like tar. The slow drenching of regret layers over top every pleasant memory he's ever had over the past few months. Days he's treasured, smiles he's shared, the rare kisses he indulged, all poisoned, all turned to muck. He does not deserve them. He is not allowed any comfort from them. His sadness is deserved. He has always been with him. Hiroshi has just helped him. This has always been with him. Hiroshi just helped him forget about it. It was just for a little while. The weight in his chest, the water in his lungs, the harsh sting of his powers he always mistook for worry. It was guilt. It was always guilt. Guilt for having them, using them, liking them, while at the same time causing so much misery, causing others misery, which is and always has been completely unacceptable. He doesn't cry again after returning home. He can't muster the energy for it, not when so much of him is being torn every which way. He thinks of Hiroshi, whether he wants to or not. He misses him. He can't miss him. But he tries desperately to think of other things, other mistakes. But this one, he just can't shake. His powers feel different now, or maybe they've always felt this way. They feel large, dark, suffocating, and worst of all, they're growing. He lays completely still. A twitch of his finger could do anything up right now. He doesn't call out with his telepathy. He's worried that would even cause a terrible reaction. Kusuke had been right. Something is wrong with his powers. Always has been wrong. Yes, always. He has always been wrong with him. He's so sorry. And he's so scared. After a whole day of sitting there on the couch, stretched and waiting, Kurumi is grateful for the ringing of the doorbell. She rushes to the door, a smile stretching across her face. Meanwhile, Kuniharu stays seated, flipping through TV channels. He watches Warp trotting behind someone upstairs, but is distracted by a rerun of one of his favorite movies. He thinks nothing of it. Just outside the door, Nendo bounces nervously on the balls of his feet. He's impatient and goes to knock another time, but Saiki's mom opens the door right before he gets the chance to. She greets him warmly, and Nendo, momentarily forgetting the reason he came, bursts into an excited explanation of what he's been up to since the last time they talked. Rounding the street corner are Kaido and Aaron, having decided to swing by the Saiki residence to check up on their friend. They end up running into Teruhashi and Aira, both holding grocery bags stuffed with coffee jellies. The boys offer to carry a bag with them, and they exchange reasons for coming over. Their voices raise a level just audibly through Kusuo's bedroom window. The four of them reach the front door, where Nendo and Kurumi are talking, not far from where Kuniharu is watching the movie. And just a floor below, Kusuke as he eases open Kusuo's bedroom door and allows Warp to slip and slide. The bottle of psychic energy bubbling upstairs all day finally explodes. And though, in this case, implode would be a better word, as a small gravitational pull envelops Kusuo's room, and right before Kusuke can step a foot inside, the room, along with everything in it, vanishes. A gaping hole is left in the side of the house where Kusuo used to be. Notes. The main pairing splits. The side pairings, it's free real estate. Okay. That was, I read for so long, I feel like. It's probably been an hour for me then. I have a performance today, guys. Wish me luck. Wait a second. Oh, wait, no. I was like, this is the last chapter. No, it's not. Because there's another thing that has 14 chapters. Not this one, though. Sorry. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I kept meaning to record things. I'm studying for my driving test, to get my learner's permit. That's quite something. Yay. So I've been busy with that and school. I have, a performance today, a recital thing for harp. I don't know, I've just been busy. I've been trying to record more often. I, obviously haven't recorded, at all. I need to make my bed. I'm just thinking of things that I need to do. Yeah, I think I'm gonna maybe try to just finish this fic currently. Ow, my leg just popped. I think that's my next few uploads. Will probably be Accidentally in Love, the next couple chapters. And then I'll probably start recording some more of Better Luck Next Time. And then I have another saiki-k fic that's coming. Which is 14 chapters long and 39,000 words. This one is, how many words? 53,000 words. Okay, so it's less. Wow, such a great description. And then I have a one-shot. How many one-shots? I think I have 2 one-shots here, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I have 2 one-shots. No, I have one one-shot, and then I have another shorter fic that's a couple chapters, I think. I have a couple... Or no, I have 2. Yeah, I have 2 one-shots and a shorter one. Oh. I don't have permission to reach this page. Oh, because I'm signed out. I keep forgetting I'm signed out. But yeah. And then I have some longer fics that I recently got permission for, which I'm super excited to read. Some really good stuff. Really good stuff. So excited. Hope you guys are excited. I'm excited, but I'm also really busy, so I don't know when this is gonna, I don't know. I'm taking the time that I have, because they're announced the weekend, so, I was supposed to be studying all day today for my driving stuff. No, I'm instead doing this, because I don't have the attention span right now to do that. Anywho, I hope everyone who is listening to this right now has a great day. This is Tango, signing off. Bye!